the mic.
All right.
Everybody hearing us now?
Yep.
Let me.
Well, I think so. I mean, let's go into the old YouTube. Oh, there's the chat. Yeah. Is it supposed to show a picture?
No, we live, pal.
I don't have a picture.
What?
It's just our thumbnail.
Oh, 8:15. For whatever reason.
Well, dude,
Let's see what
it's 8:18.
It's 8:14. Waiting for Houston Wrestling Radio at 8:15.
Well, there it goes.
There we go.
All right.
Are we sounding? Are we? All right. Yeah. Are we sounding?
Yep.
Are we doing the speaking stuff?
Yep. All right.
And I'm ready on my end, partner.
Okay. Well then, without any further ado,
Live from the landing strip in Houston, Texas, it's the 444th edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
Et je suis Christophe. Bonsoir, mon ami.
Bonsoir.
Comment ça va?
Ça va, I guess.
Ça va bien?
Yeah.
Ça va bien?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oui.
Yes.
Shit.
Oh, wait, hold on. Manja.
Champs-Élysées, indeed. What's up, bro?
Les bons tips roulés.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe, mon ami?
Oh.
What's up, bro?
If you're watching this live, thank you so much for tuning in. We will like to have you interact with us on the show. That way, you know, if I see you here in the live chat, that'd be cool. You can feel free to say hi, fact check, talk shit, whatever.
In any language.
If you are not watching this live, that's okay. You can still interact with us on Facebook, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio. Or just drop a comment down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. All right. Sir. Christophe. What would you like to start off with today?
AEW.
AEW.
It's going to be like a roller coaster.
Uh-huh.
We're going to start like this.
Uh-huh.
And then Sacrebleu. So let's climb up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't watch much of Dynasty over Dynasty weekend, did you?
I didn't watch any of Dynasty.
Any of it.
Until 30 minutes ago. You sat me down in front of the telly, and this is why we're a little bit late going online today. You sat me down in front of the telly, and you said, watch this. And it was the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, versus the Billy Goat, Will Ospreay. Bruv.
I wore it last week.
Bruv. That match was the shit. Okay. Between the bells, I don't think that I have any complaints at all about that match. Neither by the competitors, the referee, the commentators, even though it was a four-man booth with a guest commentator being the heel manager for one of the guys, they were still flawless. This part I don't hardly ever care about, but you care about a little bit more. But I would agree, the crowd, god damn, they were hot for this match and very interactive and very vocal and very timely and on topic. And everything was perfect about this match. Everything was perfect. Bell to bell. I am willing to say that I'm willing to have this dethrone whatever match is on the match of the year list. I don't even remember right now for AEW's contender for match of the year. But the big looming threat of the main event from WrestleMania, I'm not sure if it beats it, because the one thing this match didn't have is as much gravitas with the story. This match between the bells was an 11. All the stuff that I had said, all those other components are 11. The story, 8.5. I don't mean the story that they told with the artistry of wrestling in between
How
the
you
ropes.
ended up there.
How we got there and probably what's coming out of it. Whereas everything on the WrestleMania match was kind of like a 9. But the story was at an 11, right? So I don't know what my argument is going to be at the end of the year. I don't know if I'm going to say this match is a match of the year or if the WrestleMania match is going to be the match of the year. I'm not sure yet. We still have a half a year to go. I think that for me, maybe the tiebreaker will be the thing that you hate, that I always bring up, historical significance. What was more important to the wrestling industry at the end of the year? I think the WrestleMania match might be more important. As of right now and telegraphing 6 months into the future, I think this match is going to be more important. While Danielson and Ospreay is fucking fun as shit, and this defines what good wrestling is, I'm not sure if it's going to hold up to the storytelling and the mainstream appeal that WWE has with their main event. Again, I'm looking 6 months in advance, but this is telling you how much I like this match. I'm already trying to decide if I want to make this the match of the year, period. And it's May.
So, 2-part.
All right.
So let's handle part 1 first.
All right, go for it.
1, 2, 3.
Bing.
Dunzo.
It's up. It's
Yeah.
on the list. What is it replacing?
That's going to be the argument, the struggle that I have in a different way, a different perspective. Cody versus Roman was like literally Endgame. I've watched 24 Marvel movies leading up to Endgame. We have been through this whole story with Cody, even before he left to go to the Independents and come back.
Right.
So we knew at this point, we knew what pretty much we were going to get. I am, even at a 10 that I gave the match before I flew for WrestleMania weekend, even though I wasn't there for night 2.
You mean for anticipation
level?
level?
For anticipation level.
All right.
The outcome, the payoff, I was sufficiently whelmed.
Okay.
I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed. At a 10, I was whelmed. With Ospreay and Danielson, I gave it a 10.
Mm-hmm.
I came after watching it the first time. I damn near came the second time 30 minutes ago watching it with you all over again because there were things I missed.
So you're saying you came with me?
Yes.
Aye.
It's always better with a partner.
Aye. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. It's like a bridge. If you don't have a good partner, better have a good hand.
Right.
But my bone of contention is what you just asked.
Okay.
Let's look at our match of the year list so far.
Okay.
Already, we have Ospreay versus Josh Alexander in Impact. We have Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita from AEW. Now we just dethroned that with Ospreay with Bryan Danielson.
All right.
As somewhat predictable as the end game of WWE's Marvel story is, even if we could kind of see it coming, even if the easy finish was the right finish, or even if the finish we got was the right finish,
right?
If every match is special, then what's special? If Ospreay gives us 8 5-star matches, which one stands out? If they're all the same, we're not. This isn't a 6-month or a 2-year build because Lord knows AEW hasn't had rivalries for the most part,
right?
Especially for their title matches.
Because when they do, somebody gets injured.
And Ospreay had that banger with Takeshita, and we sat here 4 days later, and half the chat room was arguing for another match that happened 3 days later. With Kyle Fletcher.
Right.
You know, and we were already kind of like on the fence of, Claudio put up a good banger with him too. So
Mhm.
if we're just playing WWE 2K and having Ospreay having 5 stars and 6 stars with everyone, just as a generator,
Okay.
not with anything with actual story or substance or significance, what is more special? The anticipated finale, or oh shit, another fucking 5-star
Yeah.
that will be forgotten about from most people in 2 or 3 months when Ospreay puts on the next 5-star. That's my conundrum.
Okay.
Separate from yours, but
Yeah.
kind of on the same vein of
No,
I
get it.
how are we stacking these two together?
Yeah.
And that might be, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of it, might have to lean in to you a little bit on how we're separating all this. Because if we could, I could easily say Ospreay is the wrestler of the year because A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Right.
But you have all that, and then the one match that we've been waiting 3 years for, 2 years for, 18 months for, that we finally got the right story. This isn't the ending of season 8 of fucking Game of Thrones. This was done right.
Okay.
Minus Steve Austin, but as right as you can without the wallet.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
because they're both excellent for different reasons.
Yeah.
Now I see what you're saying about having an embarrassment of riches with Ospreay matches, right? How can
bleeding into last year? We started off last year putting Ospreay versus Omega on our list, and at that time we were in agreement that mopped the floor with all the candidates from the year before.
Right.
So this isn't new to us.
Yeah. So I understand what you're saying, and if your conundrum is, well, which one of the Ospreay matches is the best? Is it Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher? Versus Kesha? Is it versus Claudio? Is it versus now D-Bry?
Is it all in against Swerve? What else is on the pipe?
Like which one is it going to be?
Yeah.
For my money, as of right now, May 2nd, right?
Danielson.
Exactly.
I
think it is better than Fletcher. I think it is better than Claudio. I think it barely edges out Takeshita just because of the little bit of build and story that there is there. Because while I said, hey, the story isn't the best thing about this match, in fact, it's the only detractor of this match, I still said it was at like an 8.
Yeah.
I think the story for the Takeshita match was kind of like at a 6. Callis just said, hey, we want us to fight our own.
Jordan and Pippen.
Yeah, I mean, that's a cool 1 week story. Now, this was a cool 1 month story. If you want to say it's a year-long story because D-Bry's just trying to fight whoever he wants to fight, and he's been beating all these other people, it's like, okay, well, now let's beat the biggest, baddest in AEW. Okay,
less of a story, more of a chapbook.
Right. So it's not a 1 week build. It's a little bit more than a 1 week build with some other implications, and it might have more implications coming out of it based off of what we saw after the bell.
Yeah.
Right. So I have hope that maybe it's going to be a little something more that we can look back in January to what happened in April and be like, this was the watershed moment for AEW, for Daniel Bryan, for Bryan Danielson, and for Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I don't think I could look back to Ospreay versus Fletcher and say that was a watershed moment for both of those guys' careers. It wasn't. This one might be. It might. I don't know yet.
And
but
all that Danielson's accomplished.
Yeah. I mean, this might be his ultimate swan song.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's probably still got like another 3 or 4 matches in him, but this might be the best of the last.
And he still wants to go afterward, just not full time.
Right.
I would agree that I would probably hang my hat on this and be like, but there's more to this story that's coming out afterwards.
Right.
Have you been watching Dynamite since Dynasty?
No.
So, press conference, Ospreay's like, I'm banning the move. I'm not doing the Tiger Driver 94 or whatever year that is, the one that put Bryan Danielson out. Ospreay wrestled somebody and he was trying to do the Tiger Driver, and he hesitated, and he didn't do it. And then there's a backstage segment where Callis is like, "Hey, man, we're in it to win it. This ain't about trying to ban moves for other people's sake. Danielson's all right. He's going home. He's got his wife. He's got his kids. Do it." And more of a rift between Ospreay and now Fletcher.
Yeah.
Because he talks smack about you. Fletcher, you don't got an opinion. You lost tonight, said Callis. So now he's driving a further rift between the camp. And now Don Callis' family is feuding with Blackpool Combat Club.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be not just the catalyst for Ospreay to turn and leave, but maybe the catalyst for Danielson to be like, this isn't what I signed up for when we put this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's his swan song, and we could be ending up in All In with Danielson going, yeah. Also,
so
this could bleed out into something more, afterward, for that significance of yours.
Exactly. And again, I think that's what will be the edge for it over the other banger matches that Ospreay has had. Now, again, this whole first fucking 15 minutes of conversation that we just did is a little premature. This is a 6-month premature conversation that we're having right now. All we really needed to say right now is, it's a candidate.
It's on the ballot.
It's on the ballot.
Yeah.
So what does our ballot look like right now?
Ospreay versus Alexander from Impact. Cody versus
Roman versus Roman.
Roman from Mania.
Right. Then this match.
And then Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. from New
Japan. Okay.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
what we have so far. A full ballot.
Full ballot.
Yeah.
All right.
For now.
Cool.
Whew. So you missed out on a lot of Dynasty.
Yeah, I did.
There's some stuff that would have made you laugh.
Okay.
How about chants of please retire and go home Jericho?
Oh, wow.
During Jericho beating Hook for the FTW title.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Willow beating Julia in 7 minutes to become the champ, and not even 30 seconds after the match is over, Mercedes Moné comes out and ruins the moment.
Of course.
By claiming her spot. Jack Perry interfering in the ladder match.
Okay.
To help the Bucks win the belts. So
I didn't know that's what happened.
Now Perry is elite, all elite with Okada and the Bucks.
Oh, okay.
And it's Swerve's house now.
Okay, I heard about that.
He's the champ.
Yeah, a lot of people were very happy about Swerve winning the championship. Let me ask you, as our resident Jomo-sexual over here, how was it?
It was a great match.
Yeah,
I would say definitely match of the week candidate if it weren't for Danielson and Ospreay. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to be the case.
Is it a solid number 2 for the week? Yeah,
I would say so. But it was a good match. I think the right person won. But for everyone that was happy on Sunday, there wasn't a lot of people as happy on Wednesday.
Okay, why is that?
So you've been watching AEW for a minute.
Yeah.
Swerve's been cutting the promo that he's been held back if he didn't have the opportunities that someone as a CEO or EVP would have, blah, blah, blah. First Black World Champ. He'd been mentioning in the last couple of weeks building up to this match, his tenure in the Army, right? So,
right. Yeah.
First Black champ in AEW history. The show ends on Sunday with Swerve holding up the belt. Nana doing his little thing.
Yeah.
Wednesday comes around. What would you expect to see first after the opening credits of your Dynamite show on Wednesday?
Probably Swerve coming out there and celebrating, right?
Yeah.
No. Maybe they're saving him for the end of the show?
No.
Where was he?
So before the credits start, they show a clip of the Young Bucks and Jack Perry and Okada showing up to the building. All right. They show the opening promo.
All right.
So who comes out first?
Don't tell me the Bucks.
Orange Cassidy getting thrown through the entranceway out to the public, and Trent Beretta, who turned heel, is beating the shit out of Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
Which one of those guys are holding belts?
Neither.
Exactly. And then Kentucky Gentleman
Yeah.
comes out and he's like
Chuck Taylor.
Trying to separate them. And he's teasing, hugging Trent. And Chuck goes, you always were you always were a piece of shit.
Oh,
and
wow.
they start fighting. So 4 years on AEW television meant nothing if you always had that opinion of them, right?
I guess so.
Okay, so who's the next person that comes out on screen?
Oh, who?
John Moxley, backstage pre-tape promo.
New Japan World Champ?
Yeah.
Okay.
But which AEW title is he holding?
None. Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
And there goes your first segment.
Okay.
Well, you're expecting your black champ.
Right.
Your black champ.
Yeah.
You want to hear from him, right?
Well, yeah. Eventually.
So did you hear from him?
I don't know. Did we?
No. They put him in a match against Fletcher.
Okay.
That he beat him in like 10 minutes. No promo. No nothing. No pomp. No circumstance. No celebration. Hey, first black champion in AEW history. Whose house? Nah. Nothing, fool. Nothing.
Really?
Nothing. He didn't cut a promo until Collision. You know that show that you watch? Wait, do you watch Collision?
No.
Oh,
I
man.
got shit to do on Saturday nights.
Apparently. Yeah. Leaving people sore on Sunday. Play on, player. Stay up, daddy. What the fuck is AEW doing?
I don't know.
And
man.
apparently, word on the street with the Z, news with the Z, New Japan didn't sanction that title match between Moxley and Powerhouse. They kind of went against the grain there.
They had a match?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
last Wednesday, the Wednesday after the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The main event was Moxley and Powerhouse
For the New Japan title?
for the New Japan title.
And New Japan didn't sanction
No,
it?
yeah, or it was the top of the second hour. The last segment was
Okay.
the Bucks, but yeah,
What was Joe on Dynamite?
I don't even remember.
Huh.
I didn't. I had to watch it in pieces. The show ended with Tony Khan in the ring with Jack Perry. Hey, reinstate me, please. Let's change the world together. The last time you saw Jack Perry on television, he came from the crowd and cost somebody tag titles. Would you be quick to just smiles and hugs and high fives, just bring the dude back? Let alone if you want to go underneath the surface and realize that he's the guy that cost you your biggest star
Right.
to leave the company.
But kayfabe wise, they're glad that Punk is gone, right?
Apparently.
Kayfabe wise.
So if kayfabe wise they're glad Punk was gone, why didn't they just make Jack Perry the face? Have him come out that Wednesday with AEW tattooed on his chest, saying, I do this for this company. I was doing what was best for the company. And he's getting cheery. He's getting somewhat face reactions from a lot of the crowd. Why not dive into that? What did you do instead? He punches Tony Khan, falls down like a damn fish, and about 4 seconds later, he actually sells the injury. And then the Young Bucks give him a Meltzer driver.
Right.
And that's how they end the show. Now, remember, on television, Tony Khan fired CM Punk.
Right.
Because he feared for his life, not because he got touched.
Right, because he feared for his life.
And now
the Bucks are putting hands on him.
Yeah, to the point that his dad came out. Shad Khan was actually backstage, and he came out with the rest of the face wrestlers to try to make sure Tony Khan was all right. I think it's another example of AEW not knowing. Tony Khan not booking, man. Literally, your first segment should have been Swerve. Have his celebration, have him out there, speak to the fans in Jacksonville, hometown crowd. They supported them during COVID. Maybe set up the match with Fletcher in the promo, and then we end the show. The main event match before the segment would have been Swerve and Fletcher, some kind of, oh, hey, by the way, Swerve is wrestling Fletcher tonight, not just like, 30 minutes in. Oh, shit, it's Swerve. Yeah, we're going to hear from... Wait, what? He's wrestling? He didn't say nothing? And then we're already match is over. We're cutting to the back or cutting to the next segment. Like what?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
No. Ugh. Yeah.
Okay.
If I was a black talent on the back of that roster, I would have done exactly what CM Punk did: scare him to death, get let go. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's AEW.
That's AEW. Woo wee. Wow, you were right about going up and then crashing down. Jesus.
And think about it. Officially,
Mhm.
Tony Khan is an on-screen character.
Yeah, that too.
Is that something you had on your bingo card? Is that something you want to see?
I don't know.
Is Tony Khan visually appealing to the eye, audibly appealing to the ear?
And he's playing the sympathetic babyface against
Rich
the
boy.
EVPs that are the heels that I don't know. I don't mind seeing Tony Khan every now and again not being like kayfabe, but being like, hey, we have this major signing. Hey, we have this and that. It's
Hey,
like,
we're
okay,
driving
cool.
into Japan for the first time.
Right, but I don't want him to be a baby-faced Mr. McMahon figure, right? Like, I don't know. Tony
It
Khan
smells like CWF all over again with fucking Herb Abrams. Did you ever watch that Dark Side episode of Herb Abrams?
Nuh-uh.
Oh,
Arnold's in the live chat.
UWF, I mean.
And Hector's in the live chat. What's up, fellas? Hector says Tony Khan is the weak GM role.
Man.
All right. Well, what else do you want to talk about?
Let's get away from AEW. Tony Khan said some dumb shit. We're going to ignore that.
AEW is supposed to be the alternative to the Fed, but they're still doing the bad stuff that WWE does, unfortunately.
Here's the biggest problem,
says Arnold.
The biggest motivator, the biggest green flag that AEW had was that WWF's captain was the biggest red flag, which was Vince McMahon.
Okay.
He's gone now.
Yeah.
Look at the last 6 months with Triple H on the book holding the pin.
Yeah.
Are we suddenly feeling sympathetic towards AEW, or are we kind of going back to our on again, off again WWF lover?
I think we're starting to get more energized as a wrestling base towards WWE.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah.
So we can have all the bangers, but if nothing's really putting any dents into the machine, then how much longer before they try to go to a different direction that no one's ready for? I feel like we already are, because Tony Khan's now on TV and
it is a weird juxtaposition, because if you look at early TNA and you look at
Hogan Bischoff TNA.
Yes. Yeah. and that wasn't my point, but also fair. Early TNA, the reason why it was so popular was because it was a good alternative to actual banger wrestling, right? WWE wasn't putting on bangers. They were catering to the PG era, PG audience, and to the casuals. So that's not me saying, oh, I'd rather have TV-13, but also the wrestling was watered down too. So if you wanted to see great wrestling, high impact, high energy, lots of riskier moves, you'd watch TNA, right?
Or great women's wrestling.
Yeah. Same thing goes with Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor was always nothing but banger after banger after banger after banger. So there's always been like these alternative promotions that are really fucking good as far as in between the bells goes, but they've never gone as far as AEW did in their first like 2 or 3 years of being a threat to WWE. The only time TNA did that is when WWE was kind of in a weak position and TNA was just, okay, well, we're going to dance with what brought us, which is just have banger matches. But they never got to that level of replicating what WWE does with storytelling and capturing an audience, right? And what I mean by that is not me and you. We mean the filthy casuals, because they're the ones that actually put more butts in seats. They're the ones that actually put more money in the bottom line from advertisers, right? So while TNA was probably better wrestling. ROH was probably better wrestling. Hell, you could go back even further and say ECW was better wrestling.
Mhm.
Right now, yeah, AEW is where the best wrestle. Goddamn, just look at that match from we just talked about. But right now, WWE isn't as weak, and they have had the advantage. They've always had the advantage of getting more dollars, getting more ducats out of advertisers because they've been more willing to cater to the filthy casuals, and they can do that now. And like you said, the biggest red flag for WWE is gone. Vince McMahon's gone. So not only is Triple H better at just not being a red flag, not being problematic, but he also seems to be just better at booking, and he has better ideas, and he has more consistency. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think this might be, a really bad time for AEW, especially if Tony doesn't get somebody else that's going to help him with the booking. Somebody with really good acumen that's not a Vince leftover that can book in the modern era, if that makes sense. And I don't think that there's anybody out there that can do that, because I'm not talking about the Pritchards and the Cornettes of the world, right? I'm talking about maybe whoever was the fucking genius behind Lucha Underground, right? Whoever was the showrunner there. But see, that's the thing. That had a showrunner. That didn't have a booker, right? Triple H is the only guy that I could think of that could fit that mold. But Triple H is on the other side, so I don't know who could be that guy to help Tony, because Tony's not doing it himself. Tony is fumbling the ball on these little things, either because he's overwhelmed, because he doesn't have Cody with him, he doesn't have Kenny with him, and you know what? He doesn't have Punk with him, right? And it seems like Jericho is kind of on the outs. Regal probably held a little bit together in the back, but he's gone. Who the fuck does Tony have to actually help him steer the ship? The Bucks? The Bucks are too self-serving.
Malenko, Jake Roberts.
Jake Roberts isn't doing shit, man.
But
Daniels?
Here's
Christopher Daniels?
Here's the problem.
Okay.
Even if Vince McMahon was there, he's a human sack of shit that deserves the deepest port of hell. But he made the WWF what it is now, up to this point. If Vince McMahon was under his Tony Khan's payroll, Tony Khan would not listen to Vince McMahon, because he would think that all the stuff he does is right. And it's his federation, it's his money, it's his airtime. He's going to do with it what he wants, because that's what's been happening for the first 4 and almost 5 years. We're coming up to Double or Nothing at the end of this month, and we're going to start year 5 of AEW. And year 5 of AEW, certainly not hand over fist, top to bottom, quality over quantity, was not what it was year 1. Year 2, COVID kind of shuffled a couple of things. Year 1, year 2, yeah. No.
There's a lot going on in the live chat with Hector and Arnold.
Y'all should have just came, motherfuckers.
I know, right? Hector says, have y'all seen the show on Roku? It's the second coming of Tough Enough, but in the Breaking Ground version. No, I have not seen it.
Roku?
Yeah. Have you seen the advertisements for
I know it exists.
Okay.
But Roku?
Oh. AEW should be what ROH should have been with a mainstream channel. Yeah, I get that. Arnold says, I legit still watch AEW for fun banger matches. I watch WWE for the sports entertainment. I love having both to choose from. WWE is starting to put low-key bangers on their weekly shows recently also. You know what? That's a very fair point. It's not like WWE is completely devoid of bangers either. They have banger capability, especially on the NXT brand. They're always putting on bangers.
I'm a huge fan of Lana Del Rey, but you can't fuck with Taylor Swift, bro. And that's what WWE is. That is the big machine that's most popular, that reaches to the lowest common denominator and gets all the money, all the seats, all the movies, all the albums. Yeah. Again, ECW, how long did it last?
Longer than the Confederacy, but I don't know exactly how long.
Ring of Honor. Originally, how long did it last?
Well, Ring Around are still around, but yeah, like
It died.
Okay.
They Jon Snowed it and gave it money, and it came back to life.
Okay.
Impact, that last pay-per-view got 500 buys on internet. 500.
Yeah.
500.
Holy shit! I just realized who the guy is. The guy that I was saying who
Scott D'Amore?
Yes.
Do you think that Tony Khan will listen to Scott D'Amore?
God damn, I hope he does.
You hope.
I hope
but
he does.
Realistically,
I hope he does, but the
who's
reason
been through the door that you think Tony Khan listened to that is now out the door?
he listened to Kenny, he listened to Cody. But now, unfortunately, he's also listening to the Bucks. And the Bucks they just need to bounce. So maybe if Scott D'Amore comes, maybe that can help. But yeah, Scott D'Amore.
There's some great black metal bands. There's only one Metallica. That niche audience, you could only suck so much out of that niche audience. But if you have the opportunities and you squander them, you're never going to get to the point that you think you deserve, you should be. Do I want AEW to be competition to WWE? Hell yeah, I do. More competition is better for the wrestling fan, ultimately.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations. One show in Wembley. Sold that motherfucker out.
Yeah.
You can argue on Ospreay's tattoo what the actual attendance was. That shit looked fucking packed.
Yeah.
And they're going there again.
Yeah.
Even though right now it's half packed.
Yeah.
How many times has WWE done that?
Once in 1992.
No, in general. How many stadiums has WWE sold out?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Okay. Arnold also says, remember, Triple H is the reason that we love classic NXT. He's slowly bringing that energy back to the mainstream. I totally agree. Hector says, that's how it should be. The last thing we want is to be oversaturated with WWE. I agree with that as well. Arnold then says, Danielson is supposed to be doing that. Supposed to be doing what? I'm not sure.
People over.
Yeah, okay. And then Porsche says, are we forgetting about Kenny? No, we're not. We talked about Kenny.
No, we didn't.
What do you
He
mean?
came back last night.
Oh, he did.
I
didn't know that.
Diverticulitis.
Right. I thought he was still gone.
Yeah. Well, he's not wrestling. Okada came out, faced him down, and then Jack Perry came and beat up Omega again.
She says that he was still helping while he was still convalescing. Okay. Whoever that female wrestler is that does the springboard flip cutter in NXT, she's innovative.
Sol Ruka. I'm loving Sol Ruka. If we're going to transition,
Okay.
I got a hot take.
Kenny removed himself as EVP. He said recently himself in an interview that he's not interested in that side of the business. Okay, so then I guess he wasn't helping.
I think that Kiana James was drafted to the main roster just to throw shade at Mercedes Moné because it's basically the same fucking character.
You think they're being petty?
You want someone different? Sol Ruka. If you have Maxine on Raw wrestling and the fans are booing her and the fans are talking enough trash to tell her to go home and to stay back on and to stay off of television, and they keep consistently putting her back on television and giving her opportunities to dig herself out of that own hole, why not a girl like Sol Ruka that is fucking different? She's got a different moveset. She has a different personality. You know what? The way I would consider her personality, and this isn't a slight, it's almost a female version of Rob Van Dam.
Stoner chick?
Not stoner chick, but like,
Okay.
I'm 16-time world champion. Whoa. You lost the belt 16 times? Like all these killer and stone-faced and legendary personalities, and then you just got, I'm Rob Van Dam. I do the crazy shit that no one else does. My shit comes in splits.
Yeah.
My shit comes with rolls. My shit, I fly from one end of the ring to the other like a bat. That's Sol Ruka. She is completely different from all the other women that are on both the main rosters right now. I have been watching enough NXT. I could see the development in Blair Davenport. They drafted Blair Davenport to the main roster.
Okay.
I see the development in Blair Davenport. And she has history. She'd been wrestling in UK and Japan before she ever got here. She was Will Ospreay's ex.
Yeah.
So she can hold it. Kiana James, I don't know. Lyra Valkyria got drafted to Raw. I am happy about Lyra Valkyria. Surprised about Dragunov getting drafted. I'm unless he's joining Imperium, I don't see it.
Okay.
Did you pay attention to the draft at all?
Hell no.
God damn, you haven't watched it. But fuck nothing, did you?
Ah,
That'll be a quick episode. Rhea Ripley hurt.
Right.
They did the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
So now the woman's belt is on the man.
Becky. Yeah.
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Down.
Defend yourself. Who should have won it? I'm sure Arnold already typed the answer in there. Who should have won it?
Liv.
Exactly.
Liv should have won it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They're probably setting something up for later on down the road. There's 5 matches, sank matches for Backlash.
Hector corrected you.
Oh, really?
Yes, he said, "Don't you mean the female version of Matt Riddle?" Again, all I'm hearing here is stoner chick.
You sully Sol Ruka's name by mentioning her in the same breath as Matt fucking Riddle.
All right. Portia says Liv is getting that good from Dom.
Now that's a story that I can get behind.
Oh, is it now?
Because Ripley, I'm just telling you, man, Judgment Day is a hard nut to crack because we're cheering mommy because snoo, but we're booing everybody else. I'm kind of digging the actual Damian Priest being himself as opposed to like a character.
Yeah.
Ever since he won the belt, like it's bringing out a side of him that's a lot more comfortable, a lot more controlled. I'm liking it. But Rhea shouldn't be in that group if everybody else is going to be a heel. Especially if Dom can't get a word edgewise on the microphone without the crowd booing him. So if Liv Morgan turns heel and we get a fight for the custody of Dominic all over again 20 years later.
Dominic on a pole match.
Ladder match, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
All right.
Spring cleaning happened as it happens every year.
Right.
Did you remember any of the names?
Or
Or is there any name that stood out to you that was like, yo, what the fuck?
Jinder.
Of course you'd say Jinder.
I'm a Jinder fan. I like Jinder.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. We met him before.
Yeah.
He came back, cut that badass promo on The Rock, and you're like, wait a minute, am I supposed to boo this guy? I agree with him.
No.
Did nothing with him after that.
Yeah. I don't think any of the other names. I was like, oh, unless I'm forgetting something. I don't know.
You had been watching NXT.
Okay, right.
Shawn Michaels should have got Booker of the Year award for making me give a flying fuck about Von Wagner. Von Wagner, when he was feuding with Kyle O'Reilly on O'Reilly's way out to AEW, no one gave a flying fuck about Von Wagner. Y'all in the chat, y'all better be shaking your head agreeing with me. Nobody gave a fuck about Von Wagner.
Yeah.
Then they built this story about him being a kid and having all these deficiencies and being bullied and shit. And then the injury angle where Braun like legit fucked up his head with the fucking stairs. And then he came back with a fucking fervor, and the NXT cul-de-sac was all behind him, and they were cheering for him, and he was doing good stuff. And then they paired him up with fucking Robbie E. Robbie E is the manager, and you're like, damn, they make a good pair. And there's finally momentum building up underneath them. And then they just let him go. I kind of felt bad.
Yeah. Cameron Grimes. That's what Portia's saying. Cameron Grimes broke my heart with his video.
You hadn't heard of this, have you?
No, I have. I heard of it. I haven't watched the video, but I've heard of what happened. That he was like crying and stuff on the video.
Before.
Oh no, what happened before?
So he had a conversation with an exec days before this happened, worried about his job getting cut, and he was like, "Hey, so do I need to worry? What should I do to better myself so that I can keep my job?" He's like, "Don't worry, you're not going to lose your job." So he's told by executives that he's not going to lose his job. So when they blindside you the next week, yo, you're being cut.
Damn.
Yeah, I would exactly feel the way Cameron Grimes did.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's about as shitty as Mickie James finding her fucking clothes in a garbage bag in the locker of fucking NXT or WWE or where the fuck it was that happened to Mickie James.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed. I'd be severely pissed if that shit happened to me.
Von Wagner's dad is Matt Bloom?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I'm second generation.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Hector says, if I was Liv and Mommy, I would be doing vignettes leading up to Mommy's return. You could build it up perfect and keep her on screen. Yeah.
The only problem, my only issue would be having to make Liv credible, because again, Liv Morgan, Mommy.
Yeah.
Liv had every reason to do what she did to Mommy in
Right.
storyline, in
Yeah.
kayfabe, until she got hurt for real, and the fans are pissed because they're not going to get to see her for the next couple months on television.
Right.
Unless they do the Steve Austin. She's on TV every week, putting boots to faces, getting to Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do something drastic? Maybe have Liv join Damage Control? Maybe do her eyes a little bit like this so she fit in. Hit that wonton soup. I don't know. But Little Liv against Big Snoo.
Yeah.
I'm going to need more than just story
Okay.
between those two for me to actually invest, completely suspend my disbelief.
Okay.
So, run down a couple of match of the week contenders besides the pick we already made. For anybody that showed up late, Ospreay and Danielson just dethroned Ospreay versus Takeshita as our match of the year for AEW contender. So that's on our new ballot. The same night, Pac looked fucking good in his match against Okada.
Pac?
Yeah, the opener.
Yeah.
That set the bar pretty high for the night.
Okay.
I thought that was really
I still don't think that should have been the opener, though.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, the ladder match.
Because that ladder match, that crowd was visibly and audibly tired after that fucking match with Ospreay. And knowing you still had Joe versus Swerve with the possibility in the moment that Swerve could win the title.
Portion of the live chat says, I truly thought that the match with Copeland versus Buddy Matthews was how they were going to write Matthews out of storyline so that he and Mommy could go get married.
Yeah. Well, good for him. You know his real name is Buddy?
His real name is Buddy?
Poor guy.
Oh, Buddy. I'm not your buddy, friend. Not your friend, guy.
Another banger. Dragunov losing the belt to Trick Williams on first week of spring breaking. That shit was the best match out of all three. They wrestled 3 times. Trick and Dragunov. That was clearly the best match out of the 3.
Really?
That was some really good shit in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Trick, new NXT champ.
All right.
And then last Tuesday.
And then the chick from Metaphor and him.
Last Legend.
Yeah.
Get it, kid. There's a I haven't gotten a chance to see the NXT Underground match with the girls. I really want to see that.
Okay.
Natalia versus Lola Vice.
Okay. Not Natalia and her sister.
No.
That was a different match.
Oh, yeah. Now, we all won on that one. Oba Femi and fucking Ivar put on a Big E special.
Yeah.
That shit was delicious.
Big meaty man slapping man meat.
Oh. And the fact that they're teasing more, yeah, I want more. Wes Lee returned also. So he's cleared, medically cleared to wrestle. And I thought there was promise in the beginning with Obafemi and Dragon Lee, because Dragon Lee makes a pretty good pinball. Wes versus Obafemi.
Oh, yeah.
Fire, man.
I bet.
I can't wait eventually when we get that.
Yeah. Arnold says the NXT Underground match was really, really good. I expected it to be terrible. And Portia says that they are a true couple, Trick and Lash.
Yeah.
Like they're a couple in real life? Oh, okay, cool.
So that means you need to go back and watch the opening segment from last Tuesday's NXT. Shit was fucking good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Was that the segment with them too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw the clip that they posted on like
Oh
Facebook
no!
or something.
Fuck the clip. You didn't see everything.
Everything?
Everything.
It was like 5 minutes.
No.
No?
The segment was fucking like 10 minutes.
Okay.
So there was 3 minutes of Trick in the ring alone, soaking up the adulation, and then Lash Legend came out.
And like she was like, I have this thing in the envelope, and they were flirting or whatever.
Oh, dude, it wasn't flirting. Trick was dropping fucking bombs, bro. Like I dropped my pants.
It was the sexual tension.
Oh my god.
So sexual, baby. That Mark Henry music playing.
The last part of the draft, after the cameras turned off, Dijak got drafted.
I heard.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to see what they do with him.
Yeah.
If he keeps that cool fucking Sin City intro.
Yeah.
He's been having good matches lately with people that you normally wouldn't think on NXT that he would have good matches with.
Yeah.
He was in that triple threat with Femi and Briggs, Josh Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
He made Gacy look good.
Yeah.
And Gacy, once his Schism character fell out when he lost the group, they didn't really know what to do with him. The stuff with him and Dijak was actually pretty cool. So I'm curious to see what Dijak's second run on the main roster looks like. No T-Bar.
Yeah.
Actual Dijak.
Speaking of, did you see this other thing in the draft? Mason D. Madden and Mansoor got drafted to soft ground wrestling in Uganda.
I saw clips of it. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
man.
happy for them, man.
Yeah,
they're living their best life right now.
Yeah, they are definitely like having fun with it. You know, I was kind of hoping that they were going to go the way of what Mustafa Ali is doing, where it's like he's just went to TNA, became a champ. He's got this whole gimmick. You know, he's
Whoa,
cool.
Hold on a minute, player. He didn't just go to TNA. He's been doing indies everywhere.
Right. You're right. That's kind of what I was hoping for these two. Instead, they're going to Uganda and doing all this crazy shit, which sounds very sounds very Brennan. That's very Brennan.
Weren't they in another country before the last couple of weeks?
And
almost creating a federation out of scratch?
Yeah.
Like in the dirt?
Yeah.
I hate to say this.
They're doing some good
because
stuff.
you were very fond of him.
Yes.
I'm quite fond of him.
Right.
You have a closer connection to him and the family than I do.
Okay.
I want them to get as much exposure as possible. And if they can't get it from the North, fuck it, man. Go to AEW.
Really?
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah. Put them in AEW. They brought in the Grizzly Young Vets in
They
AEW.
did.
Yeah.
They did. And they promptly just lost.
Yeah, to the Acclaim. What happened to the Acclaim? Didn't we all love the Acclaim? Are we all scissored out?
I guess.
Are we all Rock now because the Rock came back?
I don't know. I don't know if if him having troubles with his raps and joining up with the Bang Bang Gang and doing the Bang Bang Scissor Gang really just kind of took the wind out of the sails for both groups.
Yeah.
It sucks because I kind of like the Bang Bang Scissor Gang as an idea when it first happened, but then they didn't go anywhere, and then let's just turn on each other, and then that was it.
Yeah. Their next major feud after joining together was breaking up.
Yeah.
Each other.
Hector goes, why not go to TNA? I guess he's talking about
for the 500 pay-per-view buys. Their last pay-per-view did.
I mean
500.
AEW is kind of on the way there too.
They had 100,000.
Okay.
Not 5,000. Let alone 500. Yeah. Even if it's a typo, 100,000 or 5,000, what would you pick?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. 500. Quality over quantity. Poor Frenchmen. They get their first pay-per-view, I think, ever, coming off the heels of WrestleMania, which was 2 nights, weekend in front of 200,000 people, and they get 5 matches.
5.
So now, revisemos WWE Backlash.
Oui.
Huh. AJ versus Cody for the world title, WWE title. First time ever.
9. I'm not going to be at a 10 because I'm 99.99998% sure that Cody's winning. Cody's retaining. He's not losing. He's not finishing the story and doing all this and that just to lose to AJ. AJ versus Cody is going to be a banger of a match. But we know who's winning this. So I think what we were speculating the last time that we were on air of, well, what is a Cody babyface world title run look like? What is Triple H actually going to do to book a babyface as a world champ? And my first suggestion was, well, he's just going to have a series of bangers between now and when the second part of the story comes out, which is the final boss, Cody versus The Rock. But The Rock's going to be gone for a few months. Okay, cool. Then just let Cody just have banger after banger after banger. And I think one of the names that we had even mentioned that could put on a banger with them would be AJ Styles. AJ Styles would be a perfect candidate. A heel AJ with a face Cody, put them in between the belts. They're going to make magic.
Mm-hmm. I had a 7. On paper, it's legit, but
it was funny seeing Bun B in TNA. Wait, did Bun B come out on that one that was a 500? Goddamn.
He probably means AJ Francis talking shit.
Oh, that is true. Bun B did give flowers to Portia's godbrother at Portia's godbrother's funeral that happened 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he was a rapper in Houston apparently, and Bun B knew him and he just sent some flowers.
Oh wow,
yeah.
Huh. 7 on paper. The match is fine. There isn't enough story.
7. Okay, defend yourself, sir.
You just finished WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go forward to your next pay-per-view with all that build, with all that attention, with all that story, with all the aftermath. Draft.
Yeah. Yeah.
Skirt.
Yeah.
We needed the build from the night after Mania. We didn't need the build halfway to Backlash.
Okay.
Past halfway to Backlash. Last week, 2 weeks ago, AJ won the #1 contendership. Last week, they actually cut a promo. They didn't really do any fisticuffs. They didn't really argue. They thought they cut fucking promos UFC style, and then they shook hands and they fucking left. Okay. So we're not going to mention at all. No hook in mouth. Hey, these are 2 former leaders of the Bullet Club.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
this is the first time ever that they're wrestling together. Oh, hey, did anybody realize one of Dusty Rhodes' last matches on television was against AJ Styles in TNA? Nothing. Oh, yeah. Nothing. Nada.
Oh.
Qu'est-ce qui se fucking passe? Nothing.
Arnold says, "Does Chris have Cody fatigue?"
Here's what
Arnold's at an 8.
You know what I was thinking? There's a guy, not to the level of Cody, but there was a guy that for a long time we were like, man, this motherfucker needs a goddamn run. And they gave that motherfucker a goddamn run. And then the first time on television, after starting that fucking run, he lost the belt to Randy Orton. Christian.
One more match. Yeah, I remember that.
You can easily say, man, Cody's living off the hog. He's high off of his WrestleMania win. He's doing press. He's doing Wake-A-Wish, hugging moms, kissing, shaking babies, and all this other shit. He didn't focus on me. He didn't take me credible. I was just part of his weekend vacation with his wife and family in France. I'm going to take the fucking belt from him. Let's see what he does after that. Ooh. What would Dusty do?
All right.
So a part of me wants to see AJ Styles take the belt from Cody because, again, the ending was right. But what were those 2 or 3 movies after Endgame? Do you remember them?
No.
Exactly. Why not shake shit up?
Okay.
AJ Styles went through all the effort eating another AJ Styles to get to where he's at now. Dude, again, not even a tease that these 2 were Bullet Club leaders. So that when Cody beats AJ, Finn's like, you beat a leader, you didn't beat the OG leader.
You know what? I feel you because that would definitely tickle my pickle if they brought up former leaders of the Bullet Club stuff. But bro, you gotta get that fantasy out of your head. That shit is not gonna happen on WWE TV. That can happen in AEW.
It already happened on WWE.
It's not gonna happen on WWE TV. The most you're gonna get is and that's it.
Which is what I was hoping for. Even if they just gave that in the face-to-face that they had last week on
Just the
SmackDown.
too sweet. You
Just
all you
the
need is the too
tease.
sweet.
Just the tease. Because McAfee on commentary or Michael Cole on commentary, fuck, Cody Graves on commentary will be like, yeah, these two ran the Bullet Club for certain times during its existence. They know what it's like to be under pressure in main event matches in Japan.
So what you're saying is, like y'all always say, just give me a 30-second promo on why I should care, blah, blah, blah. That's what Arnold just brought up. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you, Arnold. I think I want to leave the Bullet Club thing in the past. That's what
You
Arnold
know what
said.
I want to leave in the past, y'all?
What?
Hey, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. You know Dusty Rhodes is fucking dead? You guys? I mean, fuck me, bro. All these posters, I haven't been watching wrestling for fucking ever. Did any of y'all know Dusty Rhodes is fucking dead? Anybody tired of hearing Dusty Rhodes is fucking dead?
Goddamn. Yahweh.
Thank you, Arnold. That's the equivalent of Arnold and Charlotte Flair. Yahweh. He's fucking dead. If you're building up a fucking 3D hologram of Dusty to tag with Cody at SummerSlam against The Rock and fucking Tama Tonga, all right then.
Dude.
But goddamn, he's fucking dead.
Arnold says,
That's my Cody Rhodes fatigue. Every single promo that has been cut on him since Cody's been back, they don't talk about Cody. They don't talk about his struggles. They don't talk about what he overcame in the independents to get back here. All they talk about is fucking daddy, and he's fucking dead. Am I right or am I wrong? Tell me if I'm telling lies.
you're mostly right.
All right, thank you.
Arnold says, dude, Cody versus Christian, that would be a great feud because his dad is dead. And then he said, so would a feud with me and Christian. Because Arnold's dad is dead.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. That's funny. Didn't you just say right now why you didn't bring up AJ versus Dusty and what Dusty would do? Yeah, you did say
They're
that.
fucking doing everything else. Might as well.
So now you want them to bring up dead
If they're
Dusty.
gonna, at least make it relevant.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
Damian Priest against Jey Uso.
AI Dusty coming soon. What the fuck, Boris? We don't need an AI Dusty.
Dude, if Bray Wyatt was still alive, he'd be Dusty. He could have a Dusty mask and the polka dots.
Wow. Where's Sapphire when you need him? Need her.
Or Precious. Or Baby Doll.
Yeah. That's not for you, AJ. That's for somebody else.
We're going to leave you right where you're at right now.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
I have Rhodes winning. As much as I would like Styles to win, they're going to fucking give it to Cody.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about Jey Uso in the main event ish against Damian Priest for the world title?
I like it. I want to be at an 9, but I think I'm really at an 8. I don't buy main event Jey Uso beating Damian. I don't buy it. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna say something shitty.
Okay, say something shitty.
After the performance at WrestleMania, I think Jey Uso is becoming the ultimate warrior of our generation.
What? How?
All flash. Yeet, yeet, yeet. Then once the bell rings.
All right. Arnold said Cole main event Jey Uso.
Yeet.
Woo!
Priest ain't losing right now.
Oh boy.
I'm at a 6. I got Priest winning. See, Backlash is that fucking pay-per-view historically, or it's everything is quid pro quo. Like everything stays the same.
Portia says, wait, is he racist?
Who?
Jey Uso. Because you were comparing him to the Ultimate Warrior.
He could be. We just don't know it.
Oh,
Yet.
God.
We probably won't know until he's dead.
Oh,
He's,
no.
like, he's gonna be like, I was a Tongan all along. What some more?
My daddy was really Superfly.
He killed that woman for me.
Wow.
I love it when I get to break you like that.
Hi.
Damn Argenta. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for Argenta. Priest is winning.
Priest is winning.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bailey, Naomi, and Tiffy time.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
Three-way for the belt.
Yeah.
8. You turn it sideways, it's boobs.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 8. I like what's going on with Tiffy and Tiffy time and how she, just like, oh, I have an idea, and what did she say? She said something so stupid that I was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. But fuck, what was it that she said?
You should be at ringside so you can watch me not mop the floor with Naomi.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But it was something funny. But yeah.
Toodles.
Yeah.
I need to bring that back. That used to be my call sign at the end.
Toodles.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, 8. I mean, of course, Bailey's retaining this. I don't think any of the new champs that won a title at Mania are losing titles at Backlash.
See, that's the part where I want WWE to show some fucking guts and surprise us with something.
Okay.
If Ripley and Liv Morgan was on this card as a 6th match, I would have want Liv Morgan to win, and I would expect Liv Morgan to win as a fucking shakeup. Do something.
Yeah.
I've seen enough Tiffany Stratton on NXT. She's ready for a run with the title.
Epiphany. That's what she said. Thank you, Portia.
Tiffany.
Yeah. She said, yeah, I just had a Tiffy epiphany. What the fuck did you just say? Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Even if it's a month, you can pay off the semi feud and have Tiffany Stratton pin Naomi and win the belt without Bailey being involved, and then you drop it back to Bailey the next month or on SmackDown in 2 weeks in a popular city, not like Corpus Christi.
Shade. Goddamn. Who are you, A.B. Quintanilla?
Well, I'm trying to be Charles Barkley, but I even agree with him with Galveston. And I would drive there too. Give it to Tiffy. Give it to a couple of weeks, a month, and then drop it back to Bailey. Mm-hmm. Something that's going to be dude, I'm going to feel so bad for those Frenchmen, those French citizens. They're not going to be surprised by anything. They're just there because it's a big WWE pay-per-view that's going to be worldwide. They're going to probably bring their own Quackenbush to the fucking arena just so they can share it with the audience. But I fear that there's going to be nothing of significance. And if I've learned anything from Triple H booking NXT is that there was always something of significance at a takeover.
That's true. And
if he's in the book now, I'm expecting something significant to happen in every pay-per-view.
Well, how about this? Robert Medlin.
Yay!
He says, have Dakota interfere and cost Bailey the title.
She's on Raw, though.
It's okay. We just had the draft. They still remember. Just to stick it to Bailey.
So how do we rectify that if they're on separate brands?
I don't care. That's your swerve.
Okay. A swerve is a swerve is a swerve.
Yeah.
Who swerve? Their swerve. I would like for Tiffany Stratton to win this title because she had been getting a lot of face reactions up until the point that she solidified herself as a blonde bitch. So give her the belt. Let her run with it. Did you hear the Tiffany Stratton joke? That joke?
Mm-mm.
So she bought a coach ticket. She was gonna fly to London, but she wound up sitting in first class because it's Tiffy time. She's pretty. She deserves everything. She deserves to be in first class.
Right.
Stewardess tried to move her out of the way. She wouldn't budge for a fucking inch. So she went and told the captain.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Hey, captain, this chick ain't leaving. She ain't supposed to be sitting in first class." And she was like, and the captain's like, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it. I speak blonde."
Mm-hmm.
So he whispered in her ear, "Tiffany Stratton, paranoid. Went right back to coach. And the stewardess was like, wow, you solved that quick. What'd you tell her? What'd you tell her? I was like, I told her. Only the people in coach are going to land in London.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Too sweet.
Kabuki Warriors against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
7.
8.
Okay. Why?
I kind of want Belair and Cargill to win, but I also kind of want like almost like Ray and Eddie in their last feud that turned Eddie into a heel because he couldn't beat him or he could not do Ray. Like I would kind of want Jade to be that bitch because she's only been there for a cup of coffee and some cocoa butter, and Bianca Belair's been whipping fools for like 3 or 4 years already on the main roster. And Jade, for all her talents and all of her physical abilities, she can't be the EST. Maybe have Jade turn on her.
Okay.
It's too soon. I mean, obviously everybody's still cheering for Jade. I mean, why wouldn't you cheer for Jade? I mean, look at her.
Yeah.
She's awesome. But make it something. Make it interesting.
Arnold goes, no, not the cocoa butter. Portia says that she's at a 9 for this one. Yeah.
Is it too obvious that the faces are going to take it after the faces have been beating the Japs for so long?
No, I don't think it's obvious. And actually, that's what I was going to say. I might be persuaded to bump up my anticipation level a little bit more depending on what happens the rest of the week. Because tomorrow, because I don't know who's actually going to win this. Because this isn't a title match.
Tag titles. Women's tag titles.
That's not a title match that matters.
That's sexist.
I mean, a little, but
because of the Japanese team or because of the African American team? That's racist.
Oh boy! All right, never mind. Let's move on. I think Triple H is.
Or is it because this match is in France? You're elitist.
The bourgeois. I think Trips is a better storyteller than doing a short-term thing. Okay.
Here's where I think the significance comes in.
Where?
Kevin Owens and Randy Orton team up against the Bloodline.
Okay.
Solo Sikoa, that MFT.
Motherfucking Tonga.
Yeah, Tonga. Okay. Give me a number.
8.
I'm also at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that for this match, it should be at like a 9 or a 10, considering that this is fallout from finishing the story. And not only is it fallout from that, but it's also kind of where we're going with the second book. It's not the second chapter, it's the second book. Yeah. Now we have a new character, the MFT.
At least one.
Right. So I want to be more into this. I'm not quite at a 10 because I don't feel like it's been put together well enough as it could be, especially since we don't know where The Rock has been. We don't know where Roman has been. So it's like the B team of the storyline is trying to carry this. So it's like, I'm at an 8.
I think this is the story out of all of them that have the benefit of taking advantage of all the time that they had afforded to them. From the very beginning, where Solo took out Jay and they brought out Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
I think the biggest catalyst is Heyman. Again, episode 47 of this show, I asked, is Paul Heyman going to be a sympathetic babyface in this? In some story that was involving Brock Lesnar. And now we're finally, 9 years later, I'm feeling sympathy for fucking Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
He looks like fucking Solo Sikoa. Look at me. I'm the captain now. and Paul's just shitting razor blades on live television. Look at his face. He is selling it so well. Dude, the backstage accident, the car accident that they crashed Kevin Owens' rental car, and Paul Heyman was like, I didn't know about any of this, and fucking
Were we saying Jay this whole time? Portia just said Jimmy, not Jay. Do we
I
actually
said
say
Jimmy.
Jimmy? Did I say Jay? Maybe I said Jay. I don't know.
Nick Aldis told Heyman, is like, I don't know what the problem is, but we settle things inside, and if you can't settle it, I'm gonna settle it. And Heyman just like, he's all kinds of frazzled.
Yeah.
I am loving this side of Paul Heyman, to the fact that I'm kind of welcoming the opportunity to cheer Roman Reigns when it's Roman Reigns and the Usos against motherfucking Tonga, Solo Sikoa, and
The Rock. Who?
Jacob Fatu.
All right.
Solo Sikoa debuted in this Bloodline storyline at Clash of the Castle overseas in Scotland.
She said that we said Jay.
Okay, fine.
Sorry.
But yeah, this is like the middle chapter before we get to Roman and The Rock or whatever.
Okay.
I have a feeling that we're gonna get the debut of Jacob Fatu in this, and that's gonna round up the trio.
So Arnold says in the live chat, Solo needs to win this. I kind of agree.
I agree. Yeah, this is gonna solidify his medal.
And the other thing too, like Big E said, damn, y'all want to be happy all the time? Like,
maybe
the heels need to win at some point. But y'all just want to be happy all the time?
Yeah. KO and Randy, they're great talents, but they're thrown together. The bloodline's been the bloodline, and it's gonna be the bloodline.
Yeah.
So I could see the advantage going to Sikoa and Tama.
Yeah.
So
the MFT.
Yeah. 5 matches
so far.
Mm-hmm. Overall, what you thinking? This starts at noon Saturday.
Considering how fun Backlash last year was in Puerto Rico, and considering how fun, and I know this is a different company, how fun All In was in London, and how fun Clash of the Castle was, I really want to see how the Frenchies are gonna do.
What they add to it. What kind of flavor.
Yeah. I know that it's probably still gonna be like a destination thing, so it's not just a French audience. You're probably gonna have people from Ireland and England and Germany and maybe in the US go over there and like whatever. But I just kind of want to see what it's gonna be like. I'm sure that crowd is gonna be raucous because France never gets this shit.
Yeah.
Right? They don't get paper.
I have never seen a French audience to see them at their wildest or at their wild.
The flavor is butter. Thank you, Portia.
Mademoiselle. A little bit of butter. A glass of antifreeze. We call it vino. Made from toilet. Spike fabuloso.
Arnold says, I'm at a Deeks because he's a big Deek. No, he said, I'm at Deeks because I think the crowd is going to be le good.
Oui, monsieur. Overall, I'm at an 8. There's not a lot of this to scoff at. There's stuff that you would wish there was more to it. I think the draft held back a lot of potential room for more storytelling or to add more meat to the bone. But 5 matches, if they add another one tomorrow, I'll be happy with it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to, once I get off of work, I'm going to definitely watch it. Everything. Because I'll have all day to do it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it starts at like 10 o'clock our time.
Pre-show's at 10.
Pre-show's at 10.
Main show's at noon our time.
Oh, noon. Oh, I thought pre-show was at 10 and the main show was at 11.
No, noon.
Oh, okay. Noon. All right.
10 o'clock for the Cali folk.
Yeah.
Woo! Damn.
All right. Does Uncle Howdy show up?
No. Not for those ugly Frenchmen. It's all cigarettes and baguettes over there. Nah. They're not. You know what? You're gonna freak out a lot of those people if you debut Uncle Howdy. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" Wait, Sacrebleu de tête de merde. The what? No. Anything that you've been doing lately, or anything on the pipe?
The only thing is still the same one. Riot Wrestling Federation, June the 7th, which is a Friday.
Got you. One more thing.
Oh, one more thing.
One more thing. A little pop culture minute.
Oh.
Have you or anyone in the chat seen last night's episode of X-Men 97?
Yes, I have.
Go for it. You start by digging your face in your head.
Oh my God.
3 words.
Magneto was right.
Fuck me. God damn.
Magneto was right, but it was kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I believe him more than I do Thanos. And Thanos had Thanos was equal opportunities. Like, I don't give a fuck. Half of y'all are gone. I don't care which half.
Although I will say that whenever there's a holiday or a storm like today blows through and half of the humanoids stay at home, driving around the city of Houston is a breeze. It's delightful.
Yeah.
So yes, Thanos was right. Half of y'all motherfuckers need to go.
And it's mostly the minorities that continue to repopulate when they can't really afford them. So we know where to look. I know who I'm drafting number 1 in the race for. It's the whites.
What? Oh, wow. Hector says it looks like Ethan Page has been released from AEW.
Good for him.
Good for him.
What has he been doing?
Nothing.
That's the problem when you're spoiled when you're spoiled with riches in AEW. You have 20 different people. Go down the roster from year 1 to now. You've had at least 20 different people that were valid enough to be their main world champion.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's only 3 or 4, and then 2 or 3 more sniffing but not really getting a touch of anything, you kind of feel bad for the Keith Lees, for the Ethan Pages, you know, for the Christians. Oh yeah, here, you want to be champ? Yeah, we'll give you the Impact title. Nah. So yeah, his talents might be better suited. Shit, maybe he'll show up on TNA and their next pay-per-view will have 50 people.
Hector said the cameos in this episode. Yeah. There's some good cameos, you know?
Man. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah. Silver Samurai was cool. I was like, oh shit.
Morph turning into Juggernaut.
Yeah.
That popped me.
I was eating dinner, so I glanced down to just take a bite of my food, and I was like, wait, why is Juggernaut here? And then unfortunately, like, Morph. Oh yeah.
A couple of episodes before. Where the fuck did Psylocke come from?
Yeah. Oh, Morph. Wait, Quicksilver? Oh, Morph.
So next week, finally, Deadpool.
Oh, Morph.
Je t'aime, mon ami. Oh God.
Yeah.
So on Ionine on Gizmodo, they had an article of the history of the Sentinels. So I had
he could fill in some empty spots on NXT. Wait, do you mean Morph or do you mean Ethan Page?
Ethan. He was like 4 different people in that film movie where he was fighting the karate version of himself.
Yes.
Nega Ethan.
Oh,
holy crap!
The Summer's Road Trip. Yeah, that was funny too. God damn. Both Portia and Robert both said both.
Who's that guy in underwear with a Canadian accent and a fade with a number 3?
Morph.
It doesn't count if you don't do the hand. So I had a bit of a history lesson in like 20 minutes of the history of the Sentinels throughout the comics and the comics.
Give it to me.
So when they were talking about the Mother Mold, which was like the original where some of the Master Molds came from, and then like later in the timeline, Nimrod, which I gravitated to because that's one of my favorite Green Day albums, probably one of my
Okay.
top 10 albums ever.
Mhm.
And so seeing Bastion literally read off that fucking history lesson that I learned earlier in the morning, I was like, holy shit, they're going deep into this.
Yeah. Did you do your homework?
Watching those episodes? Nah.
Well, me and Portia did.
Nice.
So we watched all that on Tuesday. So we were ready, and like, yeah, the homework basically, it really helped. It really helped watching that episode, having previously seen the episodes that the showrunner told us to watch, or the former
showrunner,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I don't know why he's former.
Yeah.
At this point, he signed his ass back for season 2.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was really good seeing basically what they were laying out. Like, yeah, here's Nimrod. Oh, Nimrod was there when they tried to assassinate Xavier and succeeded, but then they went back again and then they stopped it. But no, wait, we had Master Mold kind of behind the scenes telling this guy to do the thing, and like it all kind of came together and it all made sense.
I think this was the closest X-rated episode Disney had. Magneto was treated BDSM style.
BDSM, yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was on that little cross with just his chonis,
man.
and that's it. Oh,
That's
my
a
God.
visual. Like,
Yeah, it was.
religious people might not be happy with that visual, but it makes sense. Like, instead of a T, it was an actual X.
Yeah, made sense. But yeah,
I wonder what the
but
bigger...
why did they have to take off his pants? Why do you have to be there just in his chonis?
Somebody must have been curious if that hammer was that genetic jackhammer is
Yeah.
all metal.
Is it
That's how
all
he controls it, yeah.
magnetized? Yeah.
Man, finding out that when watching the team finding out that the professor is alive.
Mm-hmm.
God,
Mm-hmm.
man. There's 2 more episodes.
There's 2
part
more.
2 and part 3. So I'm wondering what that in between catalyst is going to be that leading to the last episode.
Mhm.
Man, if I see Deadpool in the next two episodes, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Well, when they brought up Tamaraj or whatever it's called, the place where Stephen Strange was learning, fucking Beast even said it. Well, according to them, there's I forgot how to pronounce it, but yeah, according to them, there's absolute points. So I was like, oh shit, he said it. Oh shit, there's absolute points. Oh wait, which one of these is the absolute point? Because the whole thing about the stuff in the 92 series with the time travel was there were some things that they just couldn't fix. And fucking Cable, he tried to fix some things that he just couldn't fix. And maybe he just didn't know about the absolute points that Stephen Strange learned about.
Eventually will fix it whether you want
to or not, right? But he just kept trying and trying and trying and trying, and they couldn't do it.
Further back.
Yeah. So, and then does that mean that this utopia that becomes a dystopia is inevitable? Is it inevitable? Period. I think that's where they're going with this. I think they're going to really break our hearts in the third episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like that third episode of the finale is, oh yeah, by the way, everything is fucked. Yeah, it's going to be like Endgame or no, Infinity War times 2. Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. When we saw in the future all of the gravestones of all the X-Men that had died, we're actually going to see them die. You thought you were going to lose it over just Gambit dying? No, everybody going to die. well,
Wolverine dies too, doesn't he? Or was he one of the last ones?
But way later.
Yeah.
The absolute point in X-Men is that Logan is the last X-Man to die. Mm-hmm. That's what Hector's saying. Yeah.
Well, don't spoil it for me. I got 2 episodes to figure it out.
After this, I'm hoping for a Spider-Man 95 revival, says Robert.
Bro, between Captain America the week before with Rogue and the Spider-Man appearance last night, bro.
Yeah. And Porsche says the last episode of Apocalypse will appear in. They've shown him too much in the intro for him not to show up. And then we saw Doom. Or it could have been a Doom bot, but we saw Doom.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. And it was weird because we thought Bastion was behind it all, But Sinister thinks he's behind it all because you saw there where Sinister's like, I'm just using Bastion to keep my
projects.
Yeah, my projects.
Yeah.
It's like, well, who's using who? Right?
There's going to be somebody using everyone.
Do they think they're using each other? Or, is there somebody else even higher using all of them? I don't know. Woo! Yes. Yeah. Gambit has to come back as a horseman of the apocalypse. That could happen. Yeah.
He went out on a fucking high, man.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's going to be
Yeah,
hard
he
to
did.
top.
Yeah.
And that's Houston Wrestling Radio.
Yeah, I know, right? Adios, my friends. Keep it classy.